I'm feeling mad vulnerable today, mad raw. So, raw in multiple ways. Raw in like my booty hole feels raw, and then raw as in like my heart feels raw. And as you could tell, even from that first comment, I'm ready to add a little bit of humor into this podcast because of how raw I truly am feeling. I'll start with the fact that it kind of looks like I'm in a sex dungeon right now with the two candles I lit in the back. It's purely for the reason that this room picks up smell quite easily when I cook in here. If you want to call this a studio apartment, because that's what my best friend calls it, that's exactly what this is. It's literally like a stove is right there, and when I make food, the whole room smells. So, I got a beeswax candle. I love beeswax candles. I also need my freaking air clean, and beeswax candles clean your air. I have some pretty bad sinus problems. If you've noticed, I always sound sick. Like literally always. I don't think there's a moment that I go to record and I don't sound sick. We're going to talk about a lot of different things today. So first, starting with the fact that I went to Whole Foods. I took a little trip to Richmond, Virginia, because I love a good grocery store trip. So when I used to go to Cortland, we used to go to Ithaca to hit up Trader Joe's, Target, all those places. And I had no problem driving 30 minutes. Before I went to Cortland, I would have had a problem driving 30 minutes just because of where I live. But it's similar to here in Virginia. Like, there is no Trader Joe's and Whole Foods near me. So I will make a trip every like 1 or 2 weeks to do a little grocery store. And it's so fun for me. It's such like an adulting moment to be like, the fact that I enjoy this is interesting. It's fun. It's very adulty to enjoy something like that. But why I mentioned that I went to Whole Foods is because I was feeling very tummy on edge. I'm on almost my last day of my period, maybe. I don't know. But I feel like this always happens when I'm ending my period, where I literally just have to shit my pants. Like, it's so annoying. And I may or may have not gotten a nice vanilla latte. And it's truly all my fault, because I knew my stomach was already like had been acting up, but I challenged it anyways because I was so tired for some reason and I wanted it so bad. And so what I've been doing to also balance this out is like, anytime I get a latte when I know I shouldn't get one, which means I shouldn't get one when I'm on my period, because caffeine and periods don't usually work well together. What I do to balance it out is I get a tea that I should have. So then it's like, all right, well, I got something I shouldn't have gotten, but at least I got the tea. So that's what I do. And moral of the story, I need to shit my pants. I go to Whole Foods. The vibes in that bathroom, very good. Very good vibes. I liked it. And then there was all of a sudden a lot of commotion in there. So it kind of helped. Like, a mother with kids was in there. So I'm like, all right, this is kind of helping. And then I'm about to leave. This is funny. I have like a 35-minute ride home. I'm about to leave. I pull out. I literally put my car in drive. I go 1 inch. And I go, yeah, we're going to go to the bathroom again. Pull back in, go right into Whole Foods. I go into Whole Foods. I sit down to shit, right? I get maybe 45 seconds alone. Somebody comes in. They go pee. Now all of a sudden, they're sitting down trying to outweight me to shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like, when you sit there and another person comes in and then you just outweight them. I used to never do that, but now, like, the way my stomach is, I do that. They started trying to outweight me. And I'm like, fuck. Then another person comes in. Okay, maybe the commotion of this person will help. It'll shake things up, you know, whatever. That person's trying to wait. Now all three of us are waiting to shit. Then I get up and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done. I did my shit. I'm good. Whatever. I did it and I'm done. I'm not going to keep sitting here waiting for like another cramp to come around so I can shit again, because clearly everybody wants one of us to leave. I get out. Then this other woman comes in. And she's looking for bathrooms to go into. And of course I'm the only one out. So she has to go in the one I just was in. But the funny thing is she's like knocking on other doors before she even gets over to mine to look into them. And I'm like, girl, this is like, there's all these doors are shut. There's clearly somebody in them. Because this was not like a stall. Like, they were like shut doors. And anyways, but then she had to go to mine. But I got out of there real fast before she got into mine, because I don't want to be embarrassed. Like, hell no. But yeah, got home. The shitting is not fun. It hurts really, really bad. It literally feels like there's shards in my asshole. And I know everyone's gonna be like, you probably have hemorrhoids. I mean, maybe I fucking do. It's really just like, this happens every once in a while. So I need to figure my shit out. Now, as I've told you this lovely, lovely, vulnerable shitting story, we'll go into some like other vulnerable things I've been feeling lately, because maybe you guys can relate. I think also with the way I'm even speaking right now, it kind of gives like my mood, and the way I would explain this mood to women, because like men wouldn't understand this, but like it's just like that part of your cycle where like everything feels like a cloudy day, like anything makes you cry. You think of one thing, it could be a happy thing, it could be a sad thing, and you just feel so much emotion from it. And it doesn't even really necessarily have to be something sad. It could be something happy, but like you just, or you may not even have to, you may not actually even have tears, but like you feel it in your face, and everything just feels very like heightened, all your emotions. And then also I woke up, I had my blackout shades on to go to sleep, and I was able to sleep in like really late, which was so nice, but it's like cloudy out and raining. So as if my mood wasn't already like shit the past 3 days because my period, it was like even more shitty because of the cloudiness out today. But I got out. It was nice. So that was that. But I'm going to go into like, this like just, I hate these feelings. There's like a plethora of feelings. We're going to throw that word out there. There's like a plethora of feelings that I'm feeling. And I think I'm going to start with the agitating loneliness feeling that we feel a lot. I actually did an episode, and I could link it below, about when we feel lonely. Every time I feel lonely, I think of the Rupi Kaur poem that's like, loneliness is a sign that you need more of yourself. So I always tell myself that when I'm lonely, but it's like a loneliness that I don't really know how to I think if I were to describe the loneliness is, it's like every single thing that's ever happened to me, like the big traumatic things, like hits you. For example, I went through a breakup, I don't know how many months ago, maybe 9-10 months ago, and then thoughts will start coming back. A lot of thoughts that are like sad thoughts, they'll start coming back. I'll start like reminiscing on things, and then even if it's not like an ex, it's like maybe somebody like that hurt me really bad in the past, or yeah, it's not even like an ex totally. It's really just like things that have hurt me in the past. And then you're like, how did I get into those situations? Why didn't I leave those situations? And you just like get into it in your head. And then a big one that was happening today, the reason why this person is pissing me off so much is because I'm giving them the power to piss me off. Or the reason why this situation is pissing me off, that doesn't even have to do with me, is literally just me and my feelings projecting onto it. Like, I don't need to be involved in everything so much that it emotionally affects me. I get so emotionally involved with things that are happening around me that have nothing to do with me, but I feel them very deeply. And then I find myself getting like a wreckage of like emotions when it's not even happening to me. And it's frustrating because it's like, this is not even me. Why do I feel this way? And this isn't like a specific scenario. This is everything for me. Like, there's so many scenarios I can think of where I am feeling things so deeply for other people and getting too emotionally involved that like almost like it's happening to me. And the reason why I think that is not healthy for me is because if I don't keep that distance, and if I stay very attached to the outcome of something or the treatment people are getting around me, or the patterns they're making, or the patterns that they're not cutting off, like, then I will always be let down. And it reminds me of Mel Robbins' Let Them book, where you cannot change people. Like, if people are going to make decisions and they cannot change themselves, you have to let them do that. And then you have to let yourself like figure it the fuck out. And so me figuring it the fuck out would be like figuring out how to detach myself from everybody else's scenario and like really look myself in the mirror and be like, okay, you are focusing on other people's problems. What can we do to like focus on your own? Because like, you are a work in progress. You're not just like, oh, zip zap zop, we're good, like we don't have any issues. Like, of course I have issues. Of course I have patterns that I still can't break. Of course I have people that are in my life that I still give too much power to. I literally today was journaling this morning, and I was imagining like Disappointment Panda knocking on my door being like, you are so focused on other things, look at yourself, look what you need to focus on right now, because something's happening in front of you. Like, look at it and figure it the fuck out. And Disappointment Panda is written into what's the book called? Okay, so I just looked it up for you guys who haven't read this book. So The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. So Mark Manson came up with the form of disappointment panda, and it's basically like this superhero. And the purpose of disappointment panda is to highlight that avoiding pain and struggle is a form of suffering in itself. True fulfillment comes not from a life without problems, but for choosing which good problems and struggles one is willing to endure and solve. Embracing these difficult truths rather than seeking endless positivity is essential for a meaningful life. And so disappointment panda basically knocks on your door and tells you the thing that like you just need to hear. It's like something that sounds so harsh, but it's like tough love and like the harsh truth. And I had to give myself that this morning. I needed to like step back and detach from a lot of different things, and it's hard. I don't think it's easy, because when you're a very empathetic person, when you care a lot about other people's lives, you get lost in it, and then you forget like, hey, I have my own problems too, or like I have things I could work on too. And I'm using energy to get frustrated over what other people should work on or what other people should do. And I could be giving myself that energy, because you can only do so much for people. And you can only feel so much for people until you look in the mirror and you're like, hey, like pay attention to yourself right now. You need yourself. That was kind of my big thing that was on the forefront of my head. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was, how do I describe this? The insecurity of posting online. A lot of people look at my content and they think that, wow, like look at how much she posts. Look at how like vulnerable she is online. I love this. This is amazing. It's such an inspiration. Like people have told me that. And I appreciate that so much, because that's really what I do it for at the end of the day. I do it for myself, obviously, and for other people that need that inspiration as well. But it's not easy. Like sometimes it's one of those things where you do it with your eyes closed. So I honestly think it has something to do with my cycle. Think about it like, I could post something and feel so good when I post it. I feel creative. I feel like I'm putting myself out there. I'm proud of myself. But then when I reach like a certain part of my cycle, or I reach a certain mood, I become insecure about all of my content that I've ever made ever. And then these voices in my head start to speak to me that are just like, it's like the bad wolf completely taking over, being like, that's stupid. Why are you posting that? You look so dumb doing that. Your business isn't going to go anywhere. Why aren't you getting any views? Why is nobody reacting to this content? And those are all things I don't even care about to start with. So when that voice is telling me that, I'm literally like, fuck, I'm just going to keep doing it, stay consistent, but just do it with my eyes closed. So sometimes I will literally be posting and being like, here we go, like post just to stay consistent, but I don't even feel like I totally want to be posting at all. That's why I think goals are so important, and not just with social media, but just with life. Like think about how one day you wake up ready to go to the gym, so motivated, and then you go, you have a great time, and then some days you feel so anxious, or you have something in your life that is eating away at you, and you're like, I'm gonna have to go to the gym, but now I just have to do it in misery. I gotta push through, because life doesn't just stop, and my goals just don't stop because I'm having a shitty day or I'm filled with anxiety. And that happens with my body a lot too. On days where I feel bloated and days where I feel completely insecure, I'm like, my goals don't stop because my mood changes. So my goals are show my stomach when I don't want to show my stomach, to push past that barrier for me and for others. And so on days where I really don't want to show my stomach are the days where I'm like, you're showing your fucking stomach, like you're doing it. I don't give a fuck what your brain is telling you. It's happening. Speaking of, I forgot to do that now, so let me get situated. It's actually funny. Today I'm actually in one of those moods where I don't want to show my stomach, so this is perfect, and I'm dying right now lifting my shirt up. Okay, let's take a deep breath, everyone. 1 second. All right. No, but I'm cold. How am I gonna do this? Wait. I'm tucking this in too. All right. You know what? This is good, because the farther I move back, the better these TikTok clips are going to be, because the TikTok clips that I grab for this podcast are so fucking close up. And I'm like, these poor people, but not poor people, because I mean, you guys get to see my beautiful face close up, but it's like so fucking close up. All right, let's do our breath together. We forgot to do it last episode. I'm a little bit sad about it. Here we go. All right, let's situate ourselves, relax our shoulders. Let's accept our bodies, our tummies for what they are, and no need to change them. Just like when you look at a little child's body and their little belly walking around, you're not judging their belly. You probably think it's the cutest thing ever, and so is yours. So let's put our hand on our stomach, hand on our chest if we can, if we have arms available, And gonna breathe in, and we're gonna breathe in through our nose. Here we go. Hold at the top and breathe out. Let's do 2 more times. Inhale through our nose. Hold. Exhale out. And the last time we're going to let out a sigh, and remember to bring your shoulders down as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale, let out a sigh. Okay. Oh, I forgot I still have to sit here with my stomach out. Cool. I can do this. Okay. What was I talking about? This is too much of a vulnerable day for me, Jesus. Okay, now I also want to talk about this addiction that I have to my phone. I can't stand it. I feel like it's like the phone controls me. You know how they always say the dog doesn't walk you, you walk the dog? The phone fucking walks me. Like, the phone is in control. I'm not in control of the phone, it feels like. That's how addicting it is. I am trying so hard to be present, and I'm going to tell you guys a few of my rules that I've been breaking and the rules I try not to break. So when I'm walking somewhere, I try not to go on my phone. And now here at Bullock, I can't be on my phone when I'm walking because I'm in uniform, which is amazing, because then I really can't do it. My goals are usually don't walk on your phone while you're walking somewhere. And nowadays, if I am on my phone, it's because I'm actually doing something. It's not because I'm just aimlessly scrolling. It's because I'm texting someone something. I mean, again, still not great, but that's usually where I break that rule. Another thing was, oh my God, taking my phone to shit. I don't think I should be doing it at all. They actually say it increases, and I started this podcast out talking about shitting. They say it increases your chance of getting hemorrhoids because you're sitting in that position for so long, but it truly does make you sit on the toilet for so much longer than you need to be. So that's another one of mine. And then a goal that I think I would really like to do is not go on my phone in bed, which is really, really hard for me. Sometimes I get really, really strict with my habits and it works out beautifully. And sometimes I let them go. So some of the habits that, if I'm at my strictest, my rules are don't charge my phone next to my bed. And nowadays I charge it next to my bed, but I throw my phone as far as it can go. So I have to get up to turn off the alarm. Charging my phone away from me though is tremendously helpful, because if I charge it across the room, that means I deliberately have to clock out of the phone and be all right, I'm going to bed now. I can't just sit on my phone in my bed. The second I have the chance to sit on my phone in my bed, I will sit there for another 30 to 45 minutes, and it just goes by like that, and I lose sleep. So I charge my phone away from my bed. That's been a huge thing that helps me. This is a huge one for me. This one, I usually never break this rule, but recently I've been breaking it. So I don't go on my phone when I eat. So I do not allow myself to watch anything or have my work open while I eat. If I do, I know I'm doing it. I'm very intentionally doing it. There are moments where if you see my laptop open while I'm eating, or you see me on my phone while I'm eating, it's because I very much intentionally know I'm breaking that rule, because that rule's so ingrained in me that I have to choose to do that. Whereas other times I will be on if I were to make the rule don't go on my phone in the bed, I wouldn't even realize I'm doing it. Those two certain things of deliberately picking up my phone to go take a shit with it, or eating with my phone, that's something that I deliberately will break and know I'm doing, and then I'm fuck, come on, stop doing this, but I'm I feel addicted and I can't. The problem for me is just doom scrolling, honestly. If you ever find yourself, let's say you're doing 3 different activities, you're washing the dishes, then you're doing your clothes, or you're by a vanity getting ready, and you're scrolling through TikToks while you're doing something else. So you're brushing your teeth, scrolling through TikToks. That's so fucking weird. Why are we doing that? And that to me is the full addiction, the full phone addiction of I will catch myself being why do I need to have this ongoing thing continuously going? And I've also been through a period of times where I didn't use social media at all. Me and my friends did a doom scroll competition, and then if you won, the other people, your roommates, my besties, would do stuff for us, and I would win every week because I literally wouldn't go on social media. I think I went 13 weeks, and my screen time was 2 hours a week, maybe at most. And that's also I edit and I do a lot of things on social media. That's where I'm wow, I am capable of doing this, but how come I'm not doing it right now? It's scary when being present in the moment becomes a struggle. Like I sat down to eat food today and I was like, oh, I want to go on my phone so bad. Like this is hard. I actually have to focus on my meal. I hate how addicting it is that like you're doing a simple task and you can't even do it because you're so used to being able to have like quick dopamine fix constantly. And then just like eating a meal becomes hard without your phone. Taking a shit shouldn't be hard to do without your phone. And somehow it becomes hard. I forgot who said this to me, but when I told them I don't go on my phone when I take shits, they were like, wait, so you just like stare out into the abyss? I was like, yeah. I'm like, that's exactly what I do. But again, the way I've been recently, it's been much worse. Like I've been definitely on my phone a lot more than I want to be. Like if I try to break it down right now, it could have something to do with like my schedule because I'm sitting in very long lectures. And I think sitting in lectures, because it's so hard, especially with how quick we are able to get a dopamine fix through social media, and that has an effect on our attention spans. So sitting through lectures all day and then going home is like, okay, now I need this. Like I sat through that all day and now I just want to rot my brain away. And we always say that doom scrolling is like doing nothing or relaxing, but it's not. It's actually so much worse for our brains. Like there's nothing that's relaxing about doom scrolling. Your brain is constantly consuming. It's also consuming other people's lives. Like that's so damaging to us. Another rule I just remembered was don't go on my phone until an hour after I wake up and don't go on my phone an hour till bed. I always ask myself when I go to make the decision to look at my phone in the morning, I think of the quote that Jay Shetty has said where it's like, do you wake up and think, yeah, I want 100 people to walk through my door right now? That's what you're doing every time you wake up and you immediately disturb your peace. Your brain's not even fully awake and you're immediately opening up your phone to see everybody else's lives, seeing what email notifications you got, who's trying to contact you. Like there's no fucking peace. We're the ones in control of it, but it feels like we're not. It feels like it's something that is in control of us and I hate it. I can't stand it. I also have been dealing with, what is it called? It's actually called something, people with ADHD. I know how to describe it because everybody goes through this, whether you have ADHD or not, is like when you have so much time in a day and that you end up doing nothing. Versus like when you have when you have time pockets, you start doing a bunch of things, you're very productive. But when you have all day, you're like, oh, I'll do that later. And then you don't get to like any of it. And you've done like one or two things. And like, where did the rest of the day go? I had an entire day and I could have been doing so many things. I didn't do any of it. And I'm honestly sure that's probably to do with our phones. We think we have so much time and we sit and we sit and we sit and we don't have that much time. My brain's going back to what I was talking about before, which was the feeling of all of a sudden hating everything you've ever worked on and all of the optimism you have in your brain just completely leaving it and telling you thoughts like you're not doing enough, you're not creative as you think you are, you're never going to do that thing you wanted to do, those kind of thoughts. And I'm thinking about how we all experience those, and if you let those thoughts actually determine how you're going to approach those things that you need to do to reach those goals, then we would never get anywhere. People think that people who are very high achieving on paper don't ever get those thoughts, but everybody gets those thoughts. Like everybody thought at one point they couldn't do it. Everybody thought at one point it wasn't possible, but the difference between them and the people who don't succeed are they don't listen to those thoughts, whereas the people who do listen to those thoughts let it stop them from achieving their goals. You can have those thoughts and keep moving. Say it with your chest, even if your voice is shaking. Even if you're nervous, even if you're scared, do it nervous, do it unmotivated, do it feeling like it's stupid and it's not enough and it's too vulnerable and nobody's going to like it. Just do it. Just keep on doing it. Because if you keep on doing it, it's going to work one day. It's going to work one day. Today may not be the day that you blow up or your business takes off or you get all those orders you wanted to get. But one day will be that day, and the reason why is because you pushed through on days like this where you had all of the thoughts where you doubted yourself and you thought you weren't going to make it. And those thoughts you pushed through are going to be the reason why you actually make it one day. Don't let those thoughts determine the actions you take today to get yourself to those goals. I am going to end this episode and go shop Muscle Mommy. We have amazing pump covers out. And I should probably wear them on this podcast so you can see what they actually look like. But I hope you enjoyed. I think we both got something from this because even here, I'm sitting here like these thoughts are the weather. I'm the sky. They're going to pass. Just keep pushing, keep pushing. The sun wasn't out today, but it could be out tomorrow. And if it's not out tomorrow, it could be out the next day. And if it's not out for the next month, it'll be out next month. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Seriously, thank you for tuning in. You guys are awesome. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye, muscle mommies and muscle daughters.